Hello, everyone.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
you've you've obviously been all over everywhere. Like every time I flip on my feed, you're showing up doing interviews, and you've been through a lot, and it's been crazy. I can't imagine. Have you ever been this busy in your life professionally?
Yes. Yes, I have, sir. When
Wow.
I'm actually working on set, when I'm actually getting paid to do something, that's when I'm the busiest. Well, all I can say is thank God for technology. Good Lord Almighty. I wouldn't be able to do 98% of the stuff I've done if it wasn't for being able to do it remotely. So, love technology. Love it. Big fan. Also, if you're a fan of us, would you go ahead and hit that like button, please? We appreciate that so much. It helps us out. So yeah, things have been things have been a lot. I've
A
done
lot.
more podcasts than I ever would have imagined I've done in my life, which has been fun to see the way other people do theirs and you know, all the different techniques and styles and hosts and all of it. It's been a good time.
What about how you feeling? I think
Oh,
that's
well,
what a lot of people
yeah,
want to
let's
know.
talk about what's not a good time. What what is not a good time is having a mastectomy. No, in all honesty, the mastectomy part was okay. It was like kind of what I expected. The pain level was pretty tolerable and went away pretty quickly. What was what I'm finding and still very much finding hard to deal with is the lymph node removal, which is under the arm and it swells up. It is so sensitive and, I have a whole list of complaints about the hospital I was treated in and our medical care, and I don't know if anybody else has such a hard time and has to self-advocate as much as I do. I'm not sure, is it just me or is this everyone? But nobody bothered to tell me they had removed the lymph nodes.
Wow.
And they should A, tell you that, and then B, send you with some resources on what to do to help it along. That didn't happen for me. And they were giving me ice, and I was like icing it and putting my arm down. And these are like two things you shouldn't be doing. So my surgery was Tuesday. By Monday, I woke up and I kid you not, I could not move. I was stiff. Everything was stiff. I
Wow.
couldn't move my knuckles. The pain was like excruciating. Couldn't bend my knees, couldn't my feet, couldn't do any of it. Couldn't stand up. And I thought, "What in the fuck?" And I thought, "Oh my god, do I have an infection? What's happening here?" I just didn't know, and it was a horrible feeling, and, um, it dawned on me that I probably had lymph node removal. And to my defense, I didn't look at the whole area for probably 4 or 5 days. I really
Yeah.
didn't wanna look, and, I wasn't prepared. I was sort of feeling it first. So I was doing everything I wasn't supposed to do, and it was not helping my lymphatic system. My whole entire lymphatic system was backed up because I was unaware of this removal and how it affects your body. And me and my daughter are online, and we're looking at massages and exercises, and I finally got myself moving. So now it's stiff a bit, like every in the middle of the night and in the morning, but I know what to do to like get it going, and it's been more helpful, but it's really a horrible feeling. I hate it. It's like this lemon's been implanted under my arm, and just all the nerve endings are very sensitive, and it gives me anxiety, and it's a shit show. um so it was funny because I was in my hospital bed, and on Amazon on Amazon figuring out what the hell kind of bra am I going to wear, and what am I going to stuff my bra with? And I ordered like boxes of stuff. I finally rigged something that is, it's not the greatest, but it gets me out of the house. And it was kind of disappointing. Everything either hurt or looked weird or would fall out. It just was very bizarre. So I actually, we have a guest today, which I'm very excited about, who is the fashion designer for high-end big brand names, and she had a diagnosis and had a double mastectomy and created a line for women like us. So I am super excited to introduce her. Her name's Melanie DiSalvo.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Sorry, I got the times a little mixed up. I'm actually getting an IV, vitamin IV right now, but
Oh,
very
love that. Jealous. Jealous, jealous. So you have to, this is Dave, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Melanie.
hi, nice to meet you too.
So you have to tell us, okay, first of all, give us a little background, like how you got into fashion and, your driving force behind that.
Yeah, so I always really liked fashion and I used to think I wanted to be a merchandiser and I started school for that. I had to take a textile course and ended up loving it. I switched my majors and for a lot of my career I designed fabrics for different brands. I moved into product development and production and I've been consulting for the past 8 years.
Okay. And then amidst all of this, you got your diagnosis, correct?
Yeah. So I was high risk and I had been screening twice a year for a couple of years. Everything always came back totally fine. And 3 months before my wedding in the Maldives, where I had 60 people from all over the world flying in, they were like, "You need to come back. We see something. We need to do a biopsy." So they did the biopsy and they found something called ADH, atypical ductal hyperplasia, which is where your cells are starting to change and they don't look like normal cells, but it's not really full cancer yet. I was like, okay, that's it's not cancer. Um, I'm gonna go do my wedding. And they were like, well, hold on. When people have this, there's a 30% chance that somewhere else in the breast there is cancer. So you're going to have to stay and we'll do a lumpectomy. We'll take out the entire area. We'll see what's going on. So I waited. They did that. Luckily, it came back, still no cancer, but more of this ADH. And the thing with ADH is like you can have it for your whole life and it might never turn to cancer. Or in your next screening, you could be like stage 2 or stage 3. And no one knows why and no one knows when or if. And that made me really nervous. So the first doctor that I was at, they recommended tamoxifen for me. And we all know there are a lot of side effects with tamoxifen, and it would only reduce my risk from 40%, over 40% to 20%, which I wasn't crazy about. The mastectomy would reduce me to between 1 and 5%. And it'd just be a lot less scanning, maintenance, and side effects from the medication. So that's the decision that I made. And I'm really, really happy that I did.
Yeah, that's kind of a for sure. Yeah, I would do the same thing because it's just frightening. And at what point were you thinking about creating a line and the necessity for it and all of that? Go there with us.
Yeah. So, it's weird when you're going through this whole thing, the things that trigger you and upset you aren't necessarily what you think they would be. For me, one of the most like upsetting times before my surgery was I had this nose antibiotic I had to put in because I have had a nose ring. It closed up. And for some reason, when I purchased that, I just like lost it. And I was so upset. And I had all these, and it's not something you think would ever trigger you to become upset, right? You're going through so much stuff, but like this is what blew me over the edge. And another point was bra shopping. I was, you have to get the front closure, you have to have the compression, you have to have all the things. You're going to be in this bra for a month because you can't lift your arms up and you can't put things over your head. And seeing the options out there made me question how like society viewed us going through this because they're so ugly, they're so sterile, they're so medical. And even the cute ones, like I don't know, personally, I didn't find them that cute. And I just started questioning like if buying a bra is so hard for me, what else in my life is going to become so difficult that I don't even realize yet? And that's when I was dead set on this surgery and I had to wait 4 months because, again, I didn't have cancer, so I wasn't high on the surgical list. And I didn't have second thoughts the entire time until it was time to buy the bra. And I thought, other women must be going through this. And as the more I like spoke to different women, I think everyone I spoke to kind of felt the same. They wanted something cute, something better. There's no need for it to be so, like why not feel good when you're going through this?
Yeah. I kid you not, my when I went for my checkup after my surgery, and I only did the one first, and then I'll do the other one later. But he said to me, "No, you don't have to put anything on it." And I was like, "Well, what about her?" And he's like, well, if you want to protect her. And I was like, it's not about protecting her. It's about like not scaring the rest of the world with her, out there. And, this one not like, of course you have to wear something. Like, I don't just suddenly go braless now that I'm missing one boob. Like, that blew my mind. I was like, we are definitely talking to men here. Like, this is definitely a male dominated area. Because what do you mean don't wear anything? I just, I was really kind of blown away by that. So,
Yeah, that's a big part of what this brand is about. I really want women to, like, I feel like we deserve better. And so often it's just kind of like, you're alive, we cured your cancer, be happy with that. A figure that blows my mind every time I hear it is that only 50% of women are offered reconstruction options. They don't even know they have options for reconstruction because doctors are just, they're cutting and they're curing and they're not thinking about the whole person.
you hit it on the nose. I mean, it is kind of crazy how they expect you to know all the steps and like do all your own research. Luckily for me, my plastic surgeon did tell me about all the options and gave me links and things to do my homework. But still, I hear so many women say like, "Oh, they did the mastectomy and the reconstruction at the same time," and I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of wild, so yeah, they just like usher you through, like you're just, so it's like like a belt line at a factory. It's like you're just going through, and if you want to know any details, you better be doing your own research. It's kind of frightening. And I totally agree with that. So what were the things that you made yours different? Like how, well, first of all, tell us the name of the brand because it's super
The,
cute.
the brand is called New Titty. It's a play on words because, you've got new titties and it sounds like nudity. And
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something that people would hear and they would laugh at because I think the breast cancer community, we all kind of have like a dark sense of humor
Mhm.
after going through all of this. And I just wanted people to be like, yes, I get it. And the people who don't get it, I don't think they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's not for them. It's absolutely not for them. So, being in the fashion world, in the fashion industry before all of this, um how do you think like that we're accepted and like talk about like the gap because body image and all this is just such a big deal in the fashion world. Let's face it, it just is. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're faced with this and it's just totally different and changed your entire body makeup. What was tell us a little bit about that and how you had to transition there.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I'm pretty confident no matter what. um, and I actually, this question reminds me of like another thing that I was speaking to someone about. There's a lot of press and Instagram posts and things like that like a mastectomy isn't a boob job. And 1,000% I agree. It was one of the worst things I ever went through in my life, the healing process and how long that took. And I would not compare it to a boob job, but I'm really happy with my new boobs. I went a little bit bigger, which I always wanted, and they look really good. And if I don't show anyone like the scar that's fading really nicely underneath, they don't necessarily know. And I think, you can have both things. It cannot be a boob job, but you can still be really happy and confident with how you look and how you feel. And, there are so many different options with different reconstructions and the nipple tattoos and all that type of stuff that, you can still feel good about yourself when all is said and done.
Yeah. Removing the one, I thought that psychologically that was really going to mess with me. I thought, oh goodness, like that's so horrible to be walking around with one. And I'm going to freak out and that's hardly bothering me whatsoever. Like that is like you said, like it's so unpredictable. What are the things that are going to freak you out? But I think that you just kind of touched on something that people don't understand, the healing process when your body has been through chemo and this is just such a major surgery with so many major nerves cut that and for me I did 8 months of chemo. My body just like I'll get a scratch and it'll take a month and a half to heal. So imagine like major, incisions. This takes forever. And it kind of can be depressing. It can kind of mentally mess with you because you're just not, you wake up and you're not feeling that much better day by day, which you normally would with a boob job or, any other kind of typical surgery. So, but I try to convince myself that this is my like hard knocks way around a new boob job.
I've been
You know, I try. I'm like, this is the way you're going to get new little perky boobs because I want mine smaller. Yeah, we have to keep our dark humor in the whole thing because it's, yeah, it's frightening. But so tell me, like, so did you just give up all the other work with the other brands and just solely focus on your own?
No, I'm doing both.
Oh, you are. Well, good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
um I don't want this brand to ever feel like a job. I want it to feel like something that I want to be a part of. I want it to feel like a community. I want to, when you have a paycheck coming from another place, you get the option of maybe donating a little bit more money or helping other people who are going through something and doing those types of things. So for now, this is a passion project.
So you're launching in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, correct?
Yeah, which I didn't mean to do. Um,
It's
it's a
perfect
very
timing.
Yeah. My production ended up being a little bit delayed. I wanted to launch in July, but life happens. Things don't always go as planned, and here we are today.
So tell us a little bit about the garments and what we can expect and where we can find it and all of the good stuff, all the fun parts of it.
Yeah. So right, just on my website on new-titty.com. And we launched with 3 styles, and I'm calling them straight out of surgery because they're for when you are straight out of surgery. And collection 2 will be dropping in a few months. And that's going to be more for like long term because if you get implants, if you have breast augmentation, your boobs are just different, your body's different. And we can get into when I talk more maybe about the product, the differences, and that will be more like long-term bras for life that you can wear because bra shopping becomes very difficult after this, which I also didn't realize how hard it would be to find bras that like fit my new boobs.
Why is that? What do
Because
you mean?
implants are they sit a little wider, so you need kind of a bigger cup. And then the other thing I've noticed and a lot of women notice is that there's breast tissue behind here that they take out during the mastectomy, and your skin just it's never fully as tight. So I notice with normal bras that cut really low, I get a lot of this like, like back fat, which I'm pretty thin. And I think that's just a result of it. So all the bras I make are a little bit higher up. So it kind of covers that and doesn't create the pinching that a lot of bras that I used to love are creating now.
Got it. So yeah, on top of it, you're getting used to having implants. So you didn't have implants before. Okay.
No.
Yeah. See, I'm used to it. That's the only reason I'm maybe considering doing an implant reconstruction because I've had them for so long and so many different kinds. And I know that my body is like fine with them. And it's
Yeah.
such an easier, quicker recovery than the other options. But yeah. So yeah, if you haven't had implants, yeah, that's a whole other getting used to that. Now,
Yeah.
are there prosthetics in any of them, or is it just compression, or what is it?
So these don't have prosthetics because the first month out of surgery, you're not wearing padding. Most people aren't. The second line will have pockets, so you can have prosthetics if you need or if you want. The first bra that I designed is a lace bra, and it's meant to really, I call it the flirty Foobies bra, and it comes with a matching lace thong. That's the other thing. Everything comes as a set because I feel like I want this to be a true lingerie experience, and like you get the top and you get the bottom, and you can look cute and you can wear them together. And so that one is a lace bra. It's made with 2 layers of a power stretch mesh with the lace over it. So that a lot of bras have like a jersey lining in them, which feels really soft, but it's not breathable. And what's happening in the breast cancer community is a lot of people are in the menopause. They put you in menopause, because the estrogen and all of that. So I realized if you use the mesh, the layers of the mesh and the lace, it creates the compression, it creates the stretch, but it also creates a lot of breathability, and it looks really cute. Something else I did is everything has a really wide underband. So you're not being squeezed. A lot of these bras that you come out in, they have these like thin, very tight elastics at the bottom, and they're so uncomfortable. They pinch and they squeeze and they dig, and I avoided all that. So the first set is lace, and it really does. I mean, it's got the front opening, but it really is something that I think most women would buy if they weren't just out of surgery. The second set is the supportive breast friend, I call it, which comes with a really super stretchy fabric. I'm actually wearing it right now. I wear it like every day because it's so comfortable. You don't feel like you're wearing anything. I wear tested this for months before I pulled the trigger on it, and then it comes with a French cut brief, and that's elastic free. So when you get that digging in your butt and in your stomach, a lot of that is because underwear is made with elastic, so in an elastic band inside of the waist and the leg. So I removed that, and so they're super comfortable, super stretchy. And if you get the deep, it's high enough so it covers your deep scar. And the last set is Cool Contours, which is a mesh set. Again, super breathable, very light compression because not everyone needs such heavy compression. Or maybe later on, weeks 3 and 4 in your recovery, where you still need the front closure, but you don't need so much support. And that one is like super, super sexy, sheer, see-through, shows everything through. And it's actually been my bestseller. And a lot of women are telling me that it's really helping them reconnect with their bodies. And they like that it's sheer. They like that they can, whether it's scars or not having their nipples or the nipple tattoos or whatever it is, they like that they're able to kind of reconnect in that way while still having kind of underwear on.
I love that. I love that so much because it is weird how you do rebond with your body. I was telling Dave earlier that I was really afraid to look. It took me probably 4 days. I took my first shower like avoiding the mirror at all, like head
Yeah.
up here, not near the mirror, and I wasn't ready to look. And then I started feeling and touching, and then when I started feeling, I was like, well, what is that? And I then I needed to see what I was like, what in the world? And it was the expander that I was feeling, the deflated expander. And I was like, what is that? So then it hit my
They're the worst.
curiosity to start looking. Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
started taking pictures. Then I started doing like selfies with it and all of it. And just owning it. It's just weird how you just own it. I thought I would be horrified, and I'm just really not.
Yeah, when I got my lumpectomy, my nipple was like sideways. And part of the healing process, it ended up healing normally. But I almost threw up in the shower when I saw it. I was like, oh my God. And then with my surgery, I actually came out without a bra. And so I was high off anesthesia, high off the painkillers, went to the bathroom, my gown slips off, and I just saw it, and I was not prepared.
Oh,
My mind, I was like, this is day one. Like, you're not even filled yet. You're going to get your real implants in 3 months. Like, just calm down. And I was like, I can't believe I look like this. Like, I was not ready at all.
that's too soon.
Yeah, it was way too soon.
Yeah.
But you move through it, you get through it, you laugh. I ended up making up a song like Taylor Swift's "I'm the Problem, It's Me." I kept saying "I'm the Goblin, It's Me" because with the drains and this expanders, I felt like I looked like a goblin.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you got.
Yeah, the expanders are so weird. The expanders are so weird that I have to laugh. I said to my daughter, I said, I swear to God, it's like somebody stepped on one of those ball pit balls, those plastic balls, and they flattened it and then they put it inside of me. And that's what's inside of me right now is a stepped on
Yeah,
hard plastic ball. And she's like, wait, what?
I know.
Swear to God. Swear to
I
God.
know.
And then now I can start, I push on it. I play with it. It's just bizarre. And then now I'm like, is it the right size expander? It looks a little big. It's just, you have to laugh at these things. Otherwise you would honestly feel like such a freak show, right?
I know. Yeah, the expanders. I mean, I did enjoy, I have to say, my expanders were very painful. And when I got my implants, I was like, wow, I feel like I can just breathe and move again. And I feel like myself. But I did enjoy watching them get bigger. Like, that was fun every 2 weeks
Going
getting.
in and they're looking more normal, right? I suppose it looks a little bit more normal. Yeah, I
Definitely.
don't know if the expander feels like nothing compared to my lymph node removal. So nothing can outshine the pain that removing those is causing. So it's sort of a distraction from what's happening with the expander. But yeah, it's all very, very, very strange.
Yeah.
So so we can all tell us your website one more time.
It's NuTitty, NU-Titty, TITTY.com.
I love that. And I love that name. And it's funny because I said to Dave before the show, I said, it's new titty, but it's also could be nudity. And I said that to him, and I was like, and you never know the way people spell things anymore. So I love that. I love that it's right either way.
Yeah, it's just meant to be funny. Something else to laugh at.
Yeah. Because we have to keep laughing through this. We definitely do. Well, I'm excited to try them.
Yeah,
and feel something.
I have a few
normal.
coming your. They're getting dropped in the mail today, so
Thank
I hope
you.
you enjoy.
Yes, I need something because I'm. I did get sent home with some kind of surgical thing, and man, it cuts right into the it cuts into all the wrong places. It's just like it fits this way, but then it's too low cut. It's a mess. Can't wear it.
It's like them. That's what I think. Like, it's like, who thought that this is what people needed? They've never probably spoken to a person that's gone through the surgery or like even knows what the surgery is, because they're just all wrong.
Yeah. And you know what else I'm finding is that when I wear nothing at all the nerve endings that have been cut, when it rubs on the clothing or when I move my arm and whatnot, it sends anxiety through my body. So I get like physical anxiety. And I think that the compression of wearing a bra, the proper bra, will help with that so much, to just keep that all protected and nothing rubbing on it and, causing that. Because that anxiety, it's like I feel like I have anxiety buttons all over every time I like touch myself, like boop, shooting anxiety, boop, shooting anxiety. It's really kind of annoying and hard to deal with, but so I appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done and what you're doing. And and good luck with all of that. And I think it's a great time. They say everything happens for a reason. It seems to me that this is a great time for you to be launching. And I will definitely share. I will share all about it when I get them and online. And one more time, send everybody that website one more time.
NuTitty.com. NU-Titty.com.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us and for doing that. Yay.
Thank you for story. Like, listening to other people's stories as I was going through it was so important to me, and it helped me so much. And I just don't think enough people do, because they're scared and it's messy and it's gross and it's a little bit embarrassing. But this type of stuff, I think it really does help people.
It does. It really, it helps me. It helps me to keep talking about it. It helps me to speak to survivors, and know that the survival rate has really increased, and, just all the tips and tricks and how warm the community is. And you're right. It's like people really are embarrassed and don't talk about it. And we need more people to just put it out on the table.
Yeah, it changes people's journeys completely. Like, listening to podcasts and other people online totally changed, I think, my trajectory, and I'm so grateful for it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I will speak to you soon, and thank you for joining us, and enjoy your vitamin IV.
Sorry again about that.
Bye. That was cool. That was, talk about, no joke, talk about a need, not just selling a product, but an actual need for people who are suffering. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's such a hole in the merchandise world for this. Like, she's really hitting on something that is just not out there. And, women are just, I don't know what other women are doing. I would love to know, ladies, what are you doing? Because there's really just not much out there that's comfortable and that works and that has all of the things. It's just strange. So Yeah,
No,
it's a tough subject, but it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I've
yeah.
been asked from a few really great foundations to post and collaborate with them, which we'll be doing. And I was, I was gonna, post a selfie and say like, you don't want this, go get screened, but I don't think the people are ready. They're like, that's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot, Nicole.
Yeah.
But you know,
That'd
it,
be brave. I mean, I remember when, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, and maybe it was Demi Moore. It was someone that was on the cover of a magazine pregnant. Do you
yeah,
remember?
Demi
And
Moore.
it was Demi Moore, right? And she had her one arm covering her breast and then the stomach showing. People say, man, that's really brave. Boy, that'd be a whole nother level right there.
Yeah.
Be a whole nother
Yeah.
level.
I know. So I think Instagram will take it down.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. Instagram would probably take it down.
They probably
Those
take it down.
SOBs. You're right. Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to it because people want to bitch about a mammogram. Let me tell you something. It's way better than a mastectomy.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna change it in something I guess a
Enough
little bit
boob
more
talk.
exciting.
Yeah.
No, there's never enough boob talk. There's but I gotta ask you because I haven't spoken in a while. There's so many things happening. We always talk about the reality shows, the Real Housewife shows. So right now we're in the middle of Orange County. We're in the
Mhm.
kind of the beginning of Salt Lake City, and New York just started. And I'm curious to know what you're watching.
Well, I have been spending a lot of time in bed. So I have been watching a lot. Um, there's some really great things out there. Uh, The Perfect Couple, if you haven't seen it,
Haven't seen it.
binge it. I mean, fantastic, fantastic storyline, amazing acting, beautifully shot. Just like I have nothing negative to say about it. Love it, love it, love it. I just started watching Nobody Wants This, which I thought was going to be a movie, but it's not. It seems to be a Netflix series with Kristen Bell. The other one is Nicole Kidman and Liev Schreiber. So amazing. This one's Kristen Bell and Adam Brody. Really cute so far. And to be honest, the Housewives, I have to be in the mood for it because it kind of gets on my nerves. All their like bickering over nothing when I'm
Yeah.
going through this. It's like a weird thing. I'm just going like, oh, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. But I keep tending to turn them off right now. So I have to be in the mood for it. I've been more
Yeah.
at the 90-Day Fiance, My Big Fat Fabulous Life. I've been more of the other journeys. But I did watch Orange County last night. And again, I'm just like, God, like just the pettiness. The pettiness is just like it's too much sometimes for me now. So I understand why it gets on other people's nerves now. Before I was like, how could you hate this? How could you hate this shit? But I kind of get it because it's been a little bit like, okay, you're on my nerves. But they're serving. They're definitely serving. What did you think? The
I got to
go
tell you
ahead.
what makes me laugh. You just described everything in my house on the TV. And so, I watch the garbage, I watch the easy stuff. I watch the Real Housewives, but I don't watch a lot of the other stuff. Everything that you watch and the way my wife reacts are exactly the same. Like every time she walks in and will catch me watching Real Housewives, she does like, shut the fuck up, Yeah, but then she goes to every show you just mentioned. It's exactly what I have time for this, but I don't have time for that bullshit.
Yeah.
And like literally last night, she's brushing her teeth and I'm watching it on television. She's like, I'm not going to bed with that on. Turn that shit off.
Turn that off.
So I'm getting up at 4 a.m. and watching Housewives of New York, and
Sneaking it.
yeah, and I just laughed. I go, all of a sudden, what just happened? Nicole just switched sides on what she watches. Damn it. So I'm here for it all. I mean, there's some of
Right
the
now.
stuff. It's funny. You have told me stuff that's going to happen on some of these shows before it airs. So I've been excited to watch. Tamara and Eddie are always a mess, but Ryan's crazy, little nuts. I mean, the fact that he gets everything tailored, it blows me away, including
His
underwear.
His underwear.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know. Like, I don't know if I've ever had anything like tailored outside of buying a suit. When I
You're
get a suit,
tall.
yeah. Yeah,
You're
but
tall. See, when you're shorter, you have to have things shortened. You have to
yeah,
have things tailored when you're short. You just do.
yeah,
Otherwise, the shirts, like the sleeves, are going to come down too long on him, and the pants and
yeah.
jeans. Because I don't
Oh,
think
you're
he's a
right.
very big. He's not a very tall
He's
guy.
I don't think he is. Oh, because I didn't understand. I thought he was getting things tailored to make himself look more fit, but I didn't know. And so I'm going, what the hell? But then when I saw the dinner coming, which this is why I watch the shows where Eddie and Ryan are gonna be in the same room at the same time, going, oh shoot, I know guys, and a lot of times that can lead to a punch. But when he went in like to give him the hug, or
Yeah, he's like,
hey,
no.
and I have nothing to say to you. And it was mature not to throw a punch, but also it was kind of interesting to even agree to be in the same room because I was trying to put myself in that situation. Like I would have told my wife, "You go ahead without me. There's no way in hell I'm going to this thing. Like I
Yeah.
don't care if it's on TV or not. I'm not showing up to see that guy. There's no chance I'll be in the same room with that guy."
Well, it's funny that you say that because I put myself in the husband's shoes last night. That the golfer. What are their names? The golfer, the new girl who,
Yeah.
not Crystal, right? No, it's oh, look at me. I have no idea. So the new girl
Okay.
who's always fighting with Heather.
Is it Katie? Am I wrong on that?
I think so. You could be right.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
definitely, yeah. It's, yes, I think you're right. Her husband, because he sort of got a rundown that these two men didn't get along, and
Yeah.
men can smell each other out very quickly, very different than how females
True.
behave around each other. So I was really interested in him and his reaction, and how Eddie and the other one were going to behave towards him, and it was so funny because Eddie just always keeps kind of calm, cool, and collected. And then the Ryan guy, he just was over. He was extra. And then when they had the conversation and the husband asked him, "So what do you do?" And he went on and on and on and extra about the real estate, and he's got this project and that. And he's going, "Okay, all right." And so for me, that was sort of like, I was like, he's gonna make up his mind on who's the good guys and who's the
Yeah.
bad guys simply off the two men in the conversations.
True.
But yeah, it's
True. I
it's
am
interesting.
interested to see how this whole story breaks down because we've seen the previews of Tamara dropping the word, FBI over and over again, wearing the
Yeah,
FBI hat. I mean, like you had to go out of your way to buy an FBI hat.
yes, you sure do.
So we know this season's gonna get ugly, and it's kind of what I'm here for. The person that I've been following, because I follow a lot of them on Instagram to see if they give you any news, is it almost seems like the kitchen's a little too hot for Alexis. Like she does not like the way she's been portrayed. That I'm a sweetheart. That basically Bravo is making me look bad, and then she's trying to get all the support and stuff, and it sounds like she's having a tough time in her return in her personal life by what people think of her. Like it sounds like when she leaves the house, people are telling her to her face, "You're a dirtbag," and she's not dealing with it well.
Well, it's not nice what they're doing to Shannon. What
No,
her and that is, it's not okay what they're doing. So sorry if your actions bit you in the ass. It's open blackmail. It's ridiculous and it
yes,
is horrible. I always find it funny when Tamara drinks too much and then she gets angry and starts screaming at everybody, and then exited the party and like fell down, missed the step. Did you see how she was leaving? And she missed the step and she drops her purse and she's like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me." And I really feel bad about what's to come for Shannon because I mean, they really, their whole lives are around this Bravo universe,
yeah,
and it's they put so much of their self-worth in it when the whole rest
they
of the
do.
world really doesn't know what the hell's going on. Um, and it just seems like this John Jansen is out to get Shannon, and Alexa is a cheerleader. And so, it's not been nice behavior. So
Yeah, I don't
sad.
know the law well enough, but it seems like we're watching extortion right on TV.
We
Like,
absolutely are. We are.
yeah, yeah,
If everything is playing out the way we're seeing it, we are. It's just gross.
it is. It is.
And
No,
yeah,
she has no way out. She has no way out. Um, Salt Lake, I gotta tell you, I'm surprised they brought Mary back, but it
oh
looks
my
like
god,
Mary was told if you come back, you better be involved in the stuff that goes on the show because it looks like she's trying to at least be in scenes. She's still
yeah.
not nice, but she at least is showing up to things, whereas before she didn't show up to anything, but
She
they
makes
brought her
me
back for
so
some reason.
uncomfortable. She's so bizarre, and I'm here for it. I love every second of it. She is just a totally different kind of person.
Yeah.
She is from a different planet, I swear. I don't know what it is. She's just very, very different. But I think she brings a lot of flavor to the show. And yeah, I'm liking Salt Lake so far.
Are you surprised they went after Whitney? It was kind of like, hey, on show one that everyone's gonna we're going after Whitney.
I you know, I don't know that Whitney really cares that much.
I don't think she does either.
I think at the end of the day, Whitney knows like what she wants out of all of this and is going after all her opportunities. And I don't think she really cares that much. And
I think
good
you're
on
right.
her.
Yeah. Just curious, does it bother you when you see people that come into a show as friends and then you see their friendship break up, right? We've seen it on with Emily and Gina. We've seen it on Housewives of Orange County where, it got ugly and you're like, wait, I thought you came in as friends. Then you see Whitney and Heather come in as friends. And then Heather's completely like, if Whitney can fall on her face any harder, I couldn't be happier. It's just, it's kind of strange the way that works out. I can't
It happened
imagine
on
turning on a
Dubai
friend that way.
too. It happened this season on Dubai as well. You know what I think? It always makes me wonder if these people are really truly friends. Like, are they
Yes,
really good friends, or are they like party go to events friends and they think that this person like fits the profile for the show
yeah,
and then brings them on? Like, how close are they really? Because
exactly.
that's where I question it. So,
That's it.
I
And
think they bring the friend on thinking they're gonna have support, and when the friend starts making friends with everybody else, they get pissed off and they get jealous, is the way I see it, and, so I'm thinking they're not that great of friends from the jump, but I
no,
don't know.
in New York, I won't spoil anything in New York. We'll talk about that as it goes
Yeah.
on. But it's always interesting to me. New York is always the highest rated show that they have, but it's always because I imagine just the size of New York City that people in New York must be watching to give them the ratings they get. I don't think it's the best one. I just think it has to be the amount of people in New York City that have to be watching.
But I think Salt Lake is the heavy hitter. I think Salt Lake is the one that
Salt
gets all
Lake
the
past New York.
I think so. I could be wrong, don't hold me to
Okay.
it, but I think Salt Lake is the
Wow.
big daddy in the group
Oh wow.
since it aired. I mean, you
Yeah.
can kind of tell from, the way it's shot. I
Yeah.
mean, they really the beginning of Salt Lake was, a lot of money went into that production. They all have new wardrobes. They
Yeah.
all look different. You can tell that a lot of money has gone into Salt Lake. So, I mean, I don't know, but I think that they're the winners.
Yeah, in New York, you can see the people that have moved. I mean, you have family that lives in New York. You know how expensive it is to live in New
Yeah.
York, and you see all of a sudden people are moving up in apartments and sizes, and you're like, all right, there've been some pretty good benefits from being a cast member
Oh
from
yeah.
being on these shows.
Oh, for
All right,
sure.
let's get to your mailbag. All right, again, if you have a question for Nicole, appreciate the comments that come in and the questions. We'll be happy to read them right here on the air. All you have to do is go to perfectlytwistedpod.com, look at the mailbag at the top, and submit your questions. All right. So we have two people that we split the questions up a little bit, Nicole, right here. All right.
Okay.
First one is from Chris Munns. It says, Nicole, you were in the 1997 movie Bartender, directed by Gabe Torres. This film seems to be completely lost. Big fans like me want to see all your work. Do you remember what the story was about?
Yes. Well, first of all, it was shot as very much of an independent to begin with, and this was before digital, so it's not surprising you can't find it anywhere. But it was basically about sort of like in the LA scene of a struggling actor being a bartender and trying to make ends meet and relationships and just that sort of like little rom-com-y struggle LA scene kind of vibe. It was a cute
Okay.
film. It was definitely a cute film. I mean, I haven't seen it since we made it, so I'm a little foggy on it all. I know that there's a little bit more to it than that, but it's been a while.
Just curious, when you watch something that you had, let's say you're in something and it re-airs, do you remember your dialogue? Does it like immediately come back in your head because you looked at it so many times, or is it just one of those where you're watching it and going, I don't know what I'm going to say next?
Sometimes I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I remember everybody's dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just curious about that as you just said that. All right. Risa Collier says, Nicole, will you be in the Baywatch reboot TV show?
Is there going to be a
I
Baywatch
don't know.
reboot TV show? I
That's
don't
what I'm
know if there
asking.
is.
I don't know. That's what was written.
I don't even know if there's a show to even be asked to be on or not be asked to be on. I don't know of an existing show at this point.
Okay. Nicole, can you talk about Circus of the Stars that you did with Shannon Doherty?
Yes, I can. One of my favorite things in life, Circus of the Stars. So when I did circus with Shannon, we did the flying trapeze. And of course I'd known Shannon way before this, so we were friends already. Man, did we go through it. We trained so hard, and we would work all day and then go train. But we had such a good time. But we'd be up there looking at each other going like, what the fuck? 'Cause our hands, we have like big holes in our hands, like the big blister.
Yeah.
And it just like, it would hurt so bad and they'd be bleeding. And she's like, somebody told me to pee on it. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that. I was like, whatever, don't do that. And then I remember one time we were up there and you put resin on it and then you're sweating and all this, and it's something smelled funny. I'm like, did you pee on him? Did you do that? Because it smells weird up here. She's like, I didn't. So we had a good time.
That's an old Dominican thing in baseball that they say you don't have to wear batting gloves if you just keep peeing on your hands. I'm like, I'll never shake hands with a Dominican baseball player in my life.
Well, yeah, what's in pee?
I
There
don't
must
know.
be
Maybe.
something in pee because
Yeah.
you pee to like get rid of jellyfish stings
Yeah.
too, right? If you don't have, if it's vinegar, I think it's vinegar on hand. So there must be something in the pee, but there's also first aid kits. So I'll stick with those.
That is funny. I love the Circus of the Stars question because one of the first shows we did, maybe the first one, was how you said as a kid your dream was to be on Circus of the Stars.
Yes. I
Yes.
love it. My
That
mom
is
was
funny.
so scared I was going to run away to the circus. Freaked out. I remember I was taking a trip out to Vegas to go visit my trainer because he did his family did the show in Circus. They're
Yeah.
the Flying Far fans. And I went out there and I was in his backyard using his equipment and watching their show. And my mom was like, I swear to God, if you accept the job, if you go on the road with them, I just don't know what I'm going to do. It was really funny. But
That is funny.
Yeah.
All right, here's another Shannon Doherty question. Nicole, can you talk about the Scrabble game show you did with Shannon Doherty?
Yes, I won. I won. Yeah, Shannon and I competed for charities. And we played it. Scrabble was that, it was
Yeah, of
it was
course.
a TV show at the time. And I looked it up not too long ago because somebody had said, I think it was when we were doing research for the Baywatch documentary, and I saw some of it and I was really impressed with my abilities because I was sitting here looking at the same screen at 52 going, I had no idea what the answers were. And young Nicole just spit them out like right
Nice.
away. And I thought, oh my God, you go girl. So I won. I didn't end up winning like the big top grand prize. I didn't win the 10,000, but I think I walked away with like $6,000 or $8,000 or something for the charity. So
Nice.
yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
it was a
that.
good time.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Nicole, can you talk about the episode you did of Boy Meets World, which was in season 7? Pretty good poll. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
So interesting fact, Boy Meets World was created and produced by the same man that created and produced Charles in Charge. Jacobs, his first name, excuse me, guys, is blanking on me right now. I still don't have all my brain fog is still there.
I hate to say it. I should know the answer to this because I've seen so many episodes of Charles in Charge that I've seen his name on the screen a million times. But
Michael Jacobs, something. Okay, so anyway, so he brought me on, and I did like an arc, and I ran. I was like the daughter. I want to say the daughter of the principal of the school, something like that. Something kind of bossy, and whatever I was good at that age, being bossy. And so, yeah, I did a couple episodes. It was a little arc, and it was a good time. The
Good.
actors on there were great. You know who I've been speaking to a lot, messaging with a lot, is Danielle Fishel
Oh,
from
really?
Boy Meets World, because she had breast cancer diagnosis
Okay.
and she's going through it. So
Right.
we have been messaging each other a lot, and kind of reconnected through that. And yeah, she's a lovely, lovely lady.
Good deal. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. All right. So again, if you have a question and we want to get it on the show, again, perfectlytwistedpod.com. Go to the mailbag at the top, submit your questions, and we'll get them on the show. But otherwise, that was an informative catching up to date of what's going on in your life, and of course, a little bit of housewives. Kind of gave you a little bit of everything today.
Yeah, we had a buffet,
Yeah, we
a
did.
boob buffet.
We did.
All right, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.